Good morning and welcome to WBRZ Morning News. I'm Joe Collins. It's LSU's first home game in nearly a month, excuse me. So we've got Hunter McCann and Jack Schemmel with sports. And guys, since the last LSU home game, it feels like we've had enough stories and changes that you'd expect for 3 seasons, let alone 3 weeks.
I would agree, Joe, and we've only had one football game.
Yeah, correct.
It was the Alabama game last week. We did learn a lot about this LSU team, I guess, going forward from that Alabama game. We'll talk about it throughout this show, but LSU most likely without Garrett Nussmeier in this game. The quarterback downgraded to questionable yesterday, but reports have said he's doubtful as well. Yeah. So we expect Michael Van Buren to get his first career start as an LSU Tiger this morning. Hunter, when you're playing at 11:45 in November in the morning, it's not normally a good thing.
No, it's not. It usually means that you're kind of out of the race of things, out of the thick of things. And specifically with the quarterback situation, it's another layer to this offense that hasn't been able to get itself going. You're in November, like you said, and 3 games left to go and still only a remnants of an offense. We did see Michael Van Buren for about a half last week, a little bit less than a half, in Tuscaloosa against Alabama, but it really didn't jumpstart the offense to do anything. Still didn't score a touchdown against the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, and like you mentioned earlier in the week, Frank Wilson was planning on playing both quarterbacks anyway. Van Buren was going to get some run against this pretty bad Arkansas defense. Nussmeier was supposed to play as well, but again, like we said, we expect Van Buren to get all the snaps this afternoon and really show what he has. Again, he's a transfer from Mississippi State, a true sophomore this year. He's already played in 3 games, so if he plays 2 out of the last 3, he will burn his red shirt. But overall, this is what Frank Wilson said earlier this week about both quarterbacks and especially what Michael Van Buren brings to the table.
I thought both of them did some good things. I thought both of those guys did things that need to be improved upon. I thought Garrett at times was spectacular. He started off red hot. He did some really good things for us. I felt at the back end we needed a spark and something to get us going and add another dimension to our game. I thought Michael stepped in and gave those things to us as a football team.
Yeah, and really, with Michael Van Buren, he's mobile in the pocket. And Garrett Nussmeier, as we've seen this year, he's been hobbled, he's been hurt, He's been struggling to move. And with a bad offensive line, that's a terrible combination. So Van Buren provides that mobility. He's not necessarily a runner per se, but he can take those lanes when they open up.
Yeah, he's athletic. He can move around the pocket. He can generate plays with his legs that Garrett Nussmeier has not really shown that he's capable of doing. Like you mentioned, especially this year where he's been injured. And it gives another type of layer to the offense that defenses have to be accountable for. And earlier this week, Frank Wilson talked a little bit about what a mobile quarterback kind of does to uplift your offense when you're playing such a poor defense like Arkansas.
It makes them account for him in that you can't that you have to keep integrity of your rush lanes as a defensive line in pursuit. Makes you have another defender account for him if he does get through the first level, if you will. Because if not, then it becomes a tremendous gain, a huge gain, opposed to that person being in coverage. And so I think there's tremendous validity into having a guy that can extend plays with his legs or even have direct quarterback design runs that they have to account for.
And it's not all going to be on the shoulders of Michael Van Buren to get this offense going. He's going to have most, if not all, of his weapons today. And one of those big guys is Trey'Dez Green, a guy that was kind of limited last week against Alabama. Not to any fault of his own by injury's sake, but because the Crimson Tide really did take him out of the game. And there was a couple of clutch moments for Trey'Dez where we just couldn't get the receptions that the Tigers needed.
And that's a lot of time why you get those receivers or big players involved early in the game so they get the flow of the game. Obviously, Trey'Dez had those late drops, and really he wasn't featured until those opportunities. So I'd expect Trey'Dez to get a lot of opportunities early in this game because I don't think anybody on Arkansas can actually guard him, especially most of these LSU wide receivers that we've talked about all year that really haven't broken out. Hopefully 10 games in.
Coming out.
We see it today. Here's Frank Wilson on Trey'Dez earlier this week.
He was targeted. He was schemed. A couple of times schemed, and we didn't get it to him. A couple of times targeted, and we didn't get the reception. But he is a strength for us that we recognize and that we need. We need Trey to be involved in the game. Unfortunately, he didn't record one because he's a tremendous asset for us, and we'll try to get him going again this week. We'll get him going this week. But we had him, figured in the game plans last week as well. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the catches and receptions that we desired.
When you're looking at getting in the end zone, it was a multitude of issues for LSU, especially at the start of the second half. They had those play comm issues getting into play. They took a timeout and a delay of game in a reverse order back-to-back, and LSU fans not too happy about that.
No, and it was very reminiscent of what would be a first game of the year for LSU. Those are issues that you see from a Tiger program or any athletic program that you would kind of work the kinks out after week one. But it really was like week one for this team, considering the fact that you have a new interim coach, a new offensive coaching staff kind of trying to get things together with the play calling. And Coach Frank Wilson talked about this week that it's a lot of things that they have to kind of learn on the fly, but they're trying to find new ways to be efficient against the Arkansas Razorbacks.
He has the green dot. Of course, the quarterback, the coordinator's talking to him, and he can't hear. We have technical malfunctions that happen, all right? So you got to go from calling it to signaling it, all right, in length, in real time. And so those things happen sometimes, and for the fan or for the media, like, oh, are you kidding me? Get the play in. Well, he can't hear. But we can't explain to you he can't hear. We just got to do what we have to do. And so you're ever learning, what's the issue? And so my responsibility in game management and of our team is to troubleshoot the issues. So if that was an issue, if it happened again and you had the signal, the shift, the formation, the play, and the protection, just how about go wristband one? Done. Instead of all of that.
All right, let's take a look at these two teams today. Arkansas coming in winless in conference play. They are 0-5, but these are two very different teams, Jack. While on offense, Arkansas has thrived all year. LSU has struggled if you look at the numbers. And then, of course, on defense, where LSU has excelled, Arkansas has really struggled. And by that number right there, with the defense, opposing teams averaging over 180 yards rushing, it would probably be in the Tigers' best interest, Jack, to run the football.
It would be. But like we mentioned, Arkansas can't stop anybody on defense. So hopefully LSU can get some offense going, and hopefully LSU can stop a mobile quarterback in Taylon Green. We'll have more on LSU trying to stop the Razorbacks after the break. But first, another look at your weather with Dave Baker.
All right, fellas, looks like it's going to shape up to be a pretty nice day, but it's going to feel more like a mid-season home game rather than a late-season game because of our temperatures. We should be getting back into the lower 80s toward the end of the LSU game. And, of course, Southern is kicking off at 2 o'clock, and it'll stay quite warm. And as you're celebrating our victories later on this evening, temperatures will be dropping into the 60s. But if you stay out really late, you'll probably run into some fog. Want to give you that kickoff weather index for LSU games during the day in November. Temperatures over 75. Looks like we win about 63% of the time, so about nearly two-thirds of the time. Looking outside, we've got that haze that's still lingering thanks to the fog that we had earlier. Temperature now at 73 degrees with our relative humidity at 64% and 70s everywhere else you go. But as we go through the day, again, those temperatures are going to be approaching 80 at lunchtime and then falling back into the 60s later this evening. And fog could be a big problem as we head into the overnight period. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on in the show. First, we're going to send it back over to Joe with a look at what's going on here locally at one of the games.
Yeah, and as you said, we got a very early LSU game, 11:45 kickoff, but some fans were out tailgating at the crack of dawn. We're going to see their stories later tonight for Tailgate on 2, but next week is the final LSU home game as they take on Western Kentucky. It will be a 6:45 kickoff, and that means one last Tailgate on 2 for this season. If you want a chance to show and tell your tailgate story, then email me at jcollins@WBRZ.com. Tell me where you'll be set up, and I'll come share its story. When we come back, Hunter and Jack will tell you all about the LSU defense.
Going places? Bring in Toyota from Price of One Toyota.
Rentals you can rely on, from the people you know to cars you trust. For road trips, business trips, and every trip in between.
Try before you buy. Price of One Toyota, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge.
Darling.
If McCann's can't do it, no one can. McCann's Mobile Homes. Whether buying a single, double, or triple wide, McCann's is gonna be by your side. You know, with Robbie and Wade, the best deal is gonna be made. We've got acres If McCann's can't do it, no one can. McCann's Mobile Homes.
We're celebrating the legend. Cheers!
It's Prince night on the semifinals of Dancing with the Stars. Moldering.
Dancing with the Stars, live Tuesday on ABC and Disney+.
For over 155 years, St. Vincent de Paul has provided food, clothes, and shelter to our community. You can help and get a tax break by donating your old vehicle or even a fire truck. Donate today and provide hope to those in need.
It's time for Christmas shopping savings at Collins Playland. Collins Playland has everything Christmas. Timeless quality classics, plus the newest, coolest, and largest selection around. Collins has air tubes. You can create, build, learn, and interact. Collins has fun, simple toys that are simple and fun. You're gonna love air tubes.
Collins Playland, your Christmas savings superstore, serving Louisiana for over 50 years.
That's Collins Playland, Baton Rouge, and Lafayette.
Nissan's year-end event going on now at Priceball Nissan.
Get special year-end savings and the price advantage.
Get 0 APR or 5,000 customer cash on new Nissans.
Don't miss Nissan's year-end event at Priceball Nissan.
Where family makes a difference.
Darling.
From the official news station of LSU Athletics, this is WBRZ Morning News at 10.
Playing for LSU. We playing for Tiger Nation, and the name's on the back of our jerseys.
Absolutely. Harold Perkins and this LSU football team have to dig deep, Hunter, because obviously this season has not gone the way they want it to. 5-4, 3 games left in the year. They are favored today against Arkansas. They'll be favored against Western Kentucky next week, but then have a tough one against Oklahoma to end the season. So really, if you're a Tiger fan, you want to see some fight from this LSU football team. And overall, this defense showed that fight last week against Alabama, only allowing 20 points, really kept LSU in this game. They've been pretty good all season, struggling with running quarterbacks. We'll talk about that in just a bit. But they did show that fight last week against Alabama.
Yeah, and it's a unit that we've talked about all year. When there's not a mobile quarterback, they succeed so well. And Ty Simpson doesn't have that in his bag, really, like a guy like Taylor Green that we'll talk about in momentarily, that is able to move around the field. And the defense just flies around. Blake Baker's unit just knows how to limit good offenses, because that's a national championship caliber Alabama team that they were able to hold to 20 points. And like we mentioned a few minutes ago, I mean, if the offense had found some type of life under Michael Van Buren when he came in, they had an opportunity, only down 2 scores, but you just can't find anything to get going. And earlier this week, Frank Wilson talked about this defensive unit and just how tough they are coming together and really making a difference on this LSU team.
We were able to get our cleats in the ground, get off the ball, change the line of scrimmage, and not allow them to move us. That's a mindset. That's a want to. That's not talent. That's sheer grit. That's sheer determination. My will against your will. I will not be moved. And so I thought our team did that, and I think the style of practice that we've been having, we have built the mindset to be physical running the ball and to be physical stopping the run as well.
Yeah, well, they better be ready to stop the run today, because with Taylor Green under center for the Arkansas Razorbacks, Jack, he is a difference maker. He can change a game at a drop of a hat and open up plays, and he may be the best running quarterback the Tigers have seen so far this year, and that's saying a lot with Diego Pavia and Marcel Reed and what they were able to do against LSU.
And he's a different size than all of these other quarterbacks. He's 6'6", I believe, and he kind of gallops down the football field. I actually covered him when he was at Boise State, and he just runs past everybody if he gets open space. He's not a shifty guy, but if he gets the edge on you, he's going a long way. For LSU, if they can force him to make decisions in the passing game, that's where Blake Baker wants the Tigers to be. But overall, here's, Frank Wilson, once again, talking about an LSU coach talking about defending a running quarterback.
He may be the best one, and we faced some really good ones in all due respect. But he's 6'6", athletic, and he's a legit 4'4" guy. And it almost at times looks like he's gliding because of his gait, his stride length. He's a good player. They're prolific, in my opinion, the 8th ranked offense in the country. They can score. They've been behind against opponents and rallied back because of his unique skill set to both run and throw the ball. They're averaging 35 points a game.
Yeah, they've been able to score this year, and Taylor Green obviously has been successful in this Bobby Petrino offense. I think Bobby Petrino, when he has great skill guys, does a great job scheming guys open, and Taylor Green will hit that wide open guy. But like I mentioned, I think if LSU can get pressure with their front four, they really need to keep him in the pocket, of course, but if they can do that and make him make decisions in the passing game, get him off his first read to his second read, he does turn the ball over from time to time. So if LSU, they may be able to change the game on a couple of plays.
And we talked about it in previous weeks that you didn't want to sell out to stop the running quarterback in the center and give up those big pass plays, because Marcel Reed and Diego Pavia, both the other mobile quarterbacks that LSU's faced this season, have the ability to kind of kill you with their arm as well as their legs. And that's not taking away from Taylor Green's ability to be a quarterback and be a gunslinger, but he is in no way, shape, or form up to the same standard, at least in my opinion, of those guys. So I agree. If they're able to just kind of contain him and they can beat him with their arm, you like the Tigers' chances. But the last few weeks for LSU, Jack, have been kind of a roller coaster. And Frank Wilson talked about this week what really this team and all of his players have learned the last couple of weeks going into the rest of the season with only 3 games left.
The lesson is how you do anything is how you do everything. You don't just turn it on the field. And so to continue to try to build on our culture, on those habits of do the right thing, man. Don't take shortcuts. And if you find yourself looking over your shoulder before you do something, you probably shouldn't be doing it. And that propels to the football field, right? And whether it's your assignment, whether it's in the weight room, don't cheat. Don't cheat the game. Don't cheat the game, because it'll get you. It'll get you when it gets you, right? And you'll be disappointed at that time. And so for me, and the lessons that are daily is the continuous process of building our football team to build habits that we have, of seeds that we've planted that come to fruition.
Frank Wilson and his LSU Tiger team getting set to tip off. I wanted to say tip off because I'm thinking about basketball.
Yeah, it's about here.
To kick off this game in just over an hour against Arkansas. They are about a 4.5-point favorite. We'll have more on that in Best Bets with our guy Hunter McCann after the break.
Price of Law Automotive.
70 years of price advantage and still going strong.
Still putting our customers first.
More than ever, the place to go for quality and reliability.
Some call it longevity.
Some may call it a legacy.
We call it family tradition.
Darling.
My name is Josh Hughes. I'm currently on the HRT program. I reconnected with one of my friends that I haven't seen in years. And when I saw him, he looked younger. He looked absolutely amazing. I asked him, what was your secret? And he said, Rejuve-Me.
The best prices on furniture always come from the country. B-Watts Furniture is one of a kind, serving you and your family since 1959. People drive from miles around. You'll save more when you get out of town. Drive a little, save a lot. B-Watts Furniture.
I was injured on the job in Baton Rouge.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. No matter where or how you're injured in Greater Baton Rouge, our local hometown attorneys are ready to fight for you.
My local hometown attorneys got it done.
Just call me. Get it done.
It was time for me to choose me.
It was time for me to embrace my feminine side.
It was time for me to invest in my future as a confident woman.
It was time for me to look as young as I felt.
It was time for me to feel like me again.
It was time for me to finally do this for myself.
At Doherty Plastic Surgery, we believe that true beauty lies within. Let us help you gain the confidence so that it can shine through. It's your time. Call Dr. Doherty today.
Price of Law Toyota.
And Price of Law Nissan.
Still local.
Still family owned.
Still putting you first.
Still the people you know.
And the place to go.
Price of Law Toyota.
And Price of Law Nissan.
Where family makes a difference. Darling.
Call me Peyton Murphy. I am Louisiana's knee injury lawyer.
Now, this week's Best Bets with Hunter McCann.
All right, it's week 12 of the college football season, and we're ready to win some money here with our guy, Hunter McCann. What do you got for us today? I know we have a decent slate this
it's not too bad. We're over 60% too on WBRZ's best bets. You can get them over at WBRZ.com at the best bets tab. But here's your 4 for you. Start with the big game behind us, kicking off at 11:45 between the Tigers and the Razorbacks. LSU a 4.5-point favorite. A 5.5-point favorite. The over/under in this one, 57.5 total points. And I think, Jack, that is way too many points. Even if Arkansas manages to score 30 points, so I really think that this LSU offense is going to come alive. Even against this poor Arkansas defense, I'm not sold. I think it's going to be a big adjustment with Michael Van Buren under center, even if everybody wants to talk about him just being able to go in there and just do what he does with his legs. He is prone to make mistakes when he's under pressure as well, so we'll see if he's going to be able to do it in the big moment. But somebody has to win this game. But either way, I think it's a low-scoring affair nonetheless. I'm going under 57.5 total points between the Tigers and the Razorbacks.
All right, I actually like Arkansas plus 4.5, but I like LSU to win. Arkansas plays close games. They just can't win them.
No, yeah, they haven't been able to do it all season. Now, moving along to the 11 o'clock kickoff today. Coming up right after us on WBRZ, Notre Dame heads into Pittsburgh to play Pitt. The Irish, a 12.5-point favorite in this one with the over-under set at 53.5 total points. And look, earlier this week, Pitt's head coach said, man, I don't care if Notre Dame beats us by 100. This isn't an ACC game. We're more worried about 2 weeks from now facing an ACC opponent. Cool. Well, if you don't care about Pitt, I don't care about Pitt. Notre Dame all year has done so well under Mike Denbrock of crafting a very good, lethal offense that will move up and down the field at will. And this Pitt defense, I don't think is up for the match. It's a lot of points, Jack, but I think the Irish are going to go into Pitt and get the big dub. I'm going to take Notre Dame to cover 12.5 points.
Great pick. I agree with you.
All right, moving on to the next one. A huge SEC slate here on WBRZ. This afternoon, Oklahoma heads into Tuscaloosa to face the one-loss Crimson Tide. Alabama in this one, a 5.5-point favorite with the over-under set at 45.5 total points. And both these teams excel on defense, Jack. But the focus is going to be on which offense can kind of break through. Ty Simpson and John Matier, they have been kind of great all season. When John Matier came back from injury, he struggled a little bit, but he's picked up in recent weeks. But Oklahoma's run game has been up to standard this year of an SEC team, making the Sooners become very one-dimensional when they're in these low-scoring affairs. I think that in this one, Alabama is 8-0 against the spread in their last 8 home games. I think today they're going to make it 9-0. I just don't think Oklahoma is going to be able to go in Tuscaloosa and make as much noise as a lot of people think. I'm going to take the Crimson Tide to cover 5.5 points.
I like that. I also like the under in this game.
Under,
so that's my
45.5 points from Jack Schimmel. All right, and to cap us off here on WBRZ tonight, the Longhorns heading into Athens to play the Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia, a 6.5-point favorite against Texas with the over-under set at 49.5 total points. And look, this Longhorns team's looked better the last few weeks. Arch Manning has kind of picked it up a little bit, but Georgia, though, continues to click on all cylinders. They've been playing down to their opponents a little bit, but finding ways to get it done. And now, while Texas found success in the past game, just similar to, I think they will, similar to an Ole Miss team that did it against this Georgia team a few weeks ago. And defensively, Texas has played hot and cold spells throughout the year, just can't really figure out a way to shut down teams completely. I think we're in for a high-scoring affair in Athens. I think this Texas team will be, like I said, be able to play and match Georgia's pace of play. I like over 49.5 total points and a high-scoring shootout between the Longhorns and the Bulldogs.
You know what? I don't have a play in this game because I really don't know what's going to happen in this game.
Sit back and put your feet up. We'll just take the points.
Yeah,
I just want points. That's all I really care about. All right, quick recap for you. Take the Tigers and the Razorbacks at 11:45 here in Death Valley, under 57.5 total points. Notre Dame to put up a whooping on Pitt, who just don't even care to play football today. Get the Irish minus 12.5. Alabama covers at home to go on a 9-0 home streak of covering spreads. They cover 5.5 points. And lastly, Georgia, Texas, get on in the shootout here in November, over 49.5 total points.
All right, a great day of college football once again. We only have a couple of these weeks left, so
savor them.
Enjoy them. I know I will later tonight when I get home. All right, we have more from out here at the end of the show at about 10:55, but for now we're going to send it back to the studio for news after the break.
From one small store in 1960 to serving over 1 million customers a week across the Gulf Coast, Get a free Butterball turkey when you purchase a Hormel Cure 81 ham, the perfect combo for your holiday table. 3-pound bags of U.S. #1 yellow onions, 2 for $3. Save $3.98. Libby's green beans, corn, or sweet peas, 10 for $8. Save up to $3.90. McCormick gravy mix or Always Save mac and cheese, 3 for $1. Save up to $2.28.
65 years and we're just getting started.
There's no other way to say it. You got caught, and now you're living with the consequences.
Monday, the betting scandal that rocked college basketball. And now one of the players who took bribes speaks out.
What was the motivation for the money?
Monday, the exclusive breaks on Good Morning America.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Where's the best place to buy kids' furniture? A furniture store just for kids. That's Rooms to Go Kids. And right now during the holiday sale, save even more on stylish beds, bunks, lofts, and room packages too. Like this and this on sale with 55-month interest-free financing. Plus, don't miss our exclusive brands like Disney Princess, Star Wars, and Marvel's Spider-Man. Shop, save, and get fast delivery with expert setup right now at Rooms to Go Kids.
Louisiana shoulder injuries are common in accidents and need immediate attention. Rotator cuff tears, fractures, and dislocations. At Murphy Law Firm, we've seen it all. Call me Peyton Murphy. I am Louisiana's shoulder injury lawyer.
From the official news station of LSU Athletics, this is WBRZ Morning News at 10.
Good morning and welcome back to WBRZ News 2. I'm Joe Collins, and Thanksgiving is right around the corner. And although the cost of food remains high overall, prices for many Thanksgiving menu items have actually fallen. ABC News has more on the cost of the big meal and tips on how to save.
This Thanksgiving, affordable prices are back on the menu. The Wells Fargo Agri-Food Institute Thanksgiving Food Report shows many of the holiday's popular dishes are slightly down in cost compared to last year.
Most retailers are not surprised by Thanksgiving arriving. They have prepared many months in advance. They're working with their suppliers, and they're negotiating pricing for the benefit of the consumer.
Starting with the star of the show, the turkey.
Turkey price is a little bit price neutral. They've gone down a bit. We actually see the national brands down about 3.7% year over year.
As for your sides, stuffing, gravy mix, and fresh cranberries all dropped between 3 and 4%. Private brand dinner rolls saw the biggest savings this year with a 22% price decrease. But when it comes to your veggies,
big spikes in some of the potatoes. So russet potatoes, sweet potatoes, we do see some price increases there. That's one of the areas where we are seeing some price increases. Fresh vegetables as well. So again, if you want to incorporate frozen vegetables rather than fresh, or just kind of pick and choose based on what sort of deals you see at your grocery store.
Hopefully you aren't too full for dessert. National brand pumpkin pies are down 3%.
Where I do see an increase in costs is with the whipped cream to go with the pumpkin pie. And that is right in line with what we're seeing with dairy prices right now.
To get the most savings, try mixing and matching between private and national brands and cook up your shopping plans ahead of time.
Everyone is trying to get the consumer in the door. Turkey tends to be a loss leader for many retailers, but find out where they have specials, shop around, shop early, and you'll have the best opportunity to get the best deals.
Christiane Cordero, ABC News.
There's a lot riding on today's election for East Baton Rouge Mayor President Sid Edwards. He's approaching the end of his first year in office, excuse me. This week on Sunday Journal, Mayor Edwards sits down with our John Pastrick to talk to us about his plans for 2026. JP calls it catching up with Coach. Here's a preview.
This week on Sunday Journal, we're catching up with Coach. East Baton Rouge Parish Mayor President Sid Edwards. He's coming up on his first year in office.
The
Edwards era began in January, and it's been a whirlwind first year for the coach turned mayor.
The Roadrunner. I mean, it's like unbelievable. It's been 11 months. It really feels like less than a month.
Back to Channel 2. Edwards joins us to talk about everything from crime to blight.
It was fun. I just got nervous because, you see, they got good houses on either side of the house that needs to come down. in one button, I could take out a neighborhood. So that was my one time, but I had a good time doing it.
He also lays out his game plan for year 2, 2026.
I'm going to go back to public safety, blight, and a clean city, and our homeless initiative. And I'm going to put a lot of focus in the first quarter of 26 on, we've moved the needle on that, and now I want to prop that up and go, forward with it.
And he even weighs in on LSU's search for a new football